Hello and welcome. You guys, you are in for a treat today. I will be giving you a look at the back end of the credit process and how I was actually able to get this client's scores to increase 175 points across the board in 90 days. Now, it has taken us 90 days to get these results, but we've only sent off 2 rounds of letters. And we've only sent off 2 rounds of letters because it takes about 40 to 45 days per round. Because after the consumer reporting agencies, aka the credit bureaus, or your furnishers or creditors receive the letters or the communications from you, they have 30 days to respond normally after they receive that documentation. So it normally takes around 45 days per round. So today I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how I was able to get these results, and most importantly, since TransUnion increased the most, if you guys can watch this video to the end, I will be sharing the exact letters that I used minus the client's information and the account numbers. I did have to go through and take that information off for client privacy. I would also like to say I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice. This is for educational purposes only. And I'm just showing you guys the journey of basically credit restoration, what it takes. It takes patience, it takes determination, and you can't give up. You can't just send 1 round of letters just because the credit bureaus tell you guys that it's verified that you stop. It does not work like that. We have laws in place to protect us as consumers, and I'm going to be sharing some of those with you today. Now, let's take a look at this. You can see with this client, with their Experian, they started with a 716. Now they're actually at a 709. Their scores have not increased, but with Experian, their scores were already at 709. So I did not take the time to try to pinpoint why their scores have not increased with Experian. You guys, I was actually more concerned about the Equifax. Because if you can see, the Equifax is still hanging along in the 600s. When they started, they had a 645, and now they're at a 667. And again, if you guys can just stick with me, I promise this video gets more interesting and more interesting through each slide that we go through. So if you guys can wait with me to the end, I can actually show you why their Equifax score is still in the 600s. And if you can believe it or not, it does not have anything to do with their credit card balances or their credit utilization. It actually is a reporting error that I've pinpointed down. So if you guys can wait, I can show that to you, and it may can help you during the process. Also, like I stated, at the end, I will be sharing those letters with you. You'll be able to take those letters, read them, use them to help you if you're doing this process yourself. It'll give you a better understanding of how the credit repair process actually works and what we're actually saying on the back end when we are disputing, or at least us, the credit laboratory. You guys, my name is Jennifer Campbell. I am the CEO and founder of the Credit Laboratory, and I will be presenting this information to you today as I am the one who did the challenges or the disputes for this client. Now, let's get started. During this presentation, you guys, on the left-hand side will be the before results. On the right-hand side will be the after results. You can see here, we pulled this client's credit report the first time, December the 6th, 2022. Then we pulled it again today, which is March 16th, 2023. Now, I want to look at the credit cards and loans first on the top. You can see their credit cards and their open credit cards has changed from 3 to 4. They've opened up a credit card since they started with us. You can see the number of loan accounts and open loan accounts has decreased. They started with 11 loan accounts and 4 open loan accounts. Now they only have 9 loan accounts reporting and 2 open loan accounts reporting. The closed accounts, the closed loan accounts, that number has stayed the same. Now, you guys, I want you to, now it's starting to get interesting. I want to move on down to the derogatory accounts. You can see here, this client started out with 7 negative accounts, and they were negative because they were reporting with late payments. If you can see here now, this client only has 1 account reporting with a late payment. Also, if you go and you see here, this client has, when they started, they had 15 accounts included in bankruptcy. And you know, the remark included in bankruptcy reporting on your credit report is derogatory, and it does hurt you and it does keep your scores down. But now, if we fast forward to today, when we pull their reports, you see this client only has 1 account reporting still in bankruptcy. We have been able to get 14 of those accounts removed. Now, this client started with a total of 36 negative accounts. You guys, we've been able to get 50% of that information deleted. If you can see now, they only have 17 negative accounts reporting. And if I do say so myself, that is a very good, that's very good for 2 rounds. That's very good for 90 days. And that can be expected because of the process. Like, they weren't expecting these results in 10 days or 15 days. They've been patient. It's taking 90 days to get these results. But if you can see, we've removed half of the negative accounts, so it was worth the wait. Now, we're starting to get into some more juicy stuff, you guys. If you see here on the left, these are all of the negative accounts that this client started with. All of the negative accounts. And this is as big as I could blow it up for you guys to see. But if you see, they started out with a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Then below that are all the accounts included in bankruptcy. They had one main, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 Navient, then Fed loan, then they had more Navient, looks like about 7 or 8, then Carrington Mortgage. Under that, charge-offs, their charge-off is still there. Underneath the charge-offs is the accounts that were reporting with late payments. You can see it was SD, High Point, High Point, Alley, Lakeview. Now, if we look on the right, today when I pull them, these are all the negative accounts that are still reporting on their credit reports. You can see here, they do still have that Chapter 13 reporting on their credit reports. That Chapter 13 is still reporting, you guys. But it's okay. If they want to go another round, we'll work on that again, as well as these other 3 accounts that are reporting. You can see here, accounts included in bankruptcy. There's only 1 account there left, and that is that Fed loan. Then if we move on down to charge-offs, like I stated, that charge-off is still there. It does have a $0 balance, so it should not impact the client too bad. And then if we go down to accounts with late payments, you see there is only 1 account left with a late payment, and that is SD High Point. SD High Point. And we can work on that to try to get it removed, because now that I am looking at it, well, I really can't say. It looks like the balance has been changed on it. It has, because it's the first one, the balance and the name. It's actually the second one for late payments. If you see, it was reporting with a $660 balance. Now it's reporting with a $0 balance. See, the date opened is April 1st, 2028. And this is the date open here, April 1st, 2018. So that balance has went down on it. So maybe we can continue to dispute it to get that entire account removed. But those are what is left, you guys. I just want to show you all of this stuff so that you can see this is actually a live file that we are working on, and that it is actually possible to get negative information removed from your credit reports, your consumer reports, whatever you want to call it, whether you're doing it yourself or whether you have a professional like our company helping you or doing the process for you. Now, like I said, you guys, it's going to get juicier and juicier and juicier. Now, this is one of the first things that we were able to correct. This is what actually helped that client to get their scores up. Remember, they were in bankruptcy. And when they got in bankruptcy, their mortgage company stopped reporting their balance. And you see all of those late payments reporting. And you see it now says a negative account. Well, we went in and we disputed that. And we got them to actually open this account back up and start reporting the client's positive payment history, because the client still has a mortgage and the client has been paying their mortgage each month. We were also able to get them to remove those 30-day lates, those 60-day lates, in those 90-day lates. They had 7 90-day lates. They had 5 30-day lates. They had 1 60-day late reporting on their credit report. That's 13 late payments. We were able to get all 13 of those late payments removed and get this client's credit report or get this client's mortgage to start back reporting as open and reflecting their positive payments. You guys, you need to pay close attention to your credit reports. If you've been in bankruptcy or not, you need to look to see how these accounts are reporting on your credit reports, because these simple changes is actually what helped that client scores to come up, especially this mortgage account. You guys just wait a couple more minutes. I got some more stuff to show you about that mortgage account that's going to blow your mind. And I'm also going to be able to show you why that client's Equifax score is still in the 600s and how we're going to be able to correct that to get that score up in the 700s as well. And why I am talking about credit scores, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the scores that we are using are this client's Vantage scores. They are not their FICO scores or the scores that lenders are using. The scores that we're looking at are actually the same scores that you would see on Credit Karma. With these scores, they're for educational purposes only because lenders do not use them. The scores are different because they are calculated differently than the scores that lenders are using. And if you guys would like a breakdown of that, let me know in the comments and I can make that happen for you as well. But first thing first, those late payments got removed. Yay, yay, and yay. Now, here, if you can see the before, this is 2 other clients' credit cards that were over credit utilization. That top one, Olo, was at 71%, and that first Premier was in the 40% range. If you see here the after, we spoke with that client. We got that client to work on paying those cards down. And if you can see, they've paid their credit utilization down. You guys, that was also helping or helped their TransUnion to get their scores up. That helped as well. Credit utilization, how you having a credit card and how you handle that card is worth 30% of our scores. That's 165 points. That client was losing out on some of those points because they were over that 30% range. That Olo card was at 71%. That's over 30%. That was bringing their scores down. First Premier, the same. It was bringing their scores down. When they got this balance here, now you see their Olo after is at 7%. That's under 30%. That is actually great. On myfico.com, I read there that people with credit scores of a 780 or higher, credit utilization is between 6 and 7%. So this client is doing very good now because they have their credit card utilization down, you guys, and that really, really helped. Now, remember I told you I knew why this client's Equifax scores were still down. Well, I want you guys to take a look at this. This is how this mortgage account was reporting at the beginning. You see Equifax is reporting is open. TransUnion is reporting is open. Experian is closed and Equifax is closed. And right underneath that for payment status, you see it says that wage earner plan, wage earner plan, wage earner plan, and debt included in bankruptcy. And this account actually was not included in bankruptcy. It was not included in the bankruptcy. Now, this is the before of the mortgage. This is the before. You guys, I could not do a side by side, but just remember the account statuses and the payment status on this mortgage account says wage earner, wage earner, wage earner, open, closed, closed. Now, when we pulled it today, here, you can see that now the payment status for TransUnion and Experian is reporting is current. The wage earner was removed because remember, accounts included in bankruptcy, remember I stated earlier, that's a negative remark and it can bring your scores down. Well, since Equifax is still reporting that as a wage earner plan, that is actually what is keeping this client's scores down in the 600s. That and them reporting this account as closed. You can see here, Experian opened that account up. They actually got their correct payment amount in there. Over here, TransUnion is actually still reporting it incorrectly, but they did remove the payment status where it stated wage earner. Now, under here for creditor remarks, they do have Chapter 13 wage earner account. We can actually go in and challenge that some more to get it removed. We want it to look exactly like Experian is looking. Experian is at least reporting it with the payment amount. These are actually reporting errors. We can go back in there and we can continue to dispute or challenge this account to get this account updated or removed from the client's credit reports. Because if you can see, the high balance is wrong, the balance owed is inconsistent, the account status is still inconsistent, the payment status is inconsistent, the payment amount is inconsistent, the last payment amount is inconsistent. All of the information is basically reporting incorrectly. But this little one wage earner plan that this account is under for the payment status is what's keeping this client scores down. You guys, if you have been with me throughout this entire video, I hope this has helped. I hope it's gave you a clearer understanding. But now we're fixing to get into the juicy part. Even more juicy, the last little juicy part, you guys. I'm going to actually show you the letters that I use that help me get all of those negative accounts removed. Now, I did not have time to edit all of the letters. So what I did was I edited the TransUnion one, the one that went up 153 points. So I got the first set of letters and the second set of letters to share with you guys to show you exactly what I did. You guys can screenshot these letters if you like, and I will be adding a link under this video where you guys can access the PDF file of each one of those letters for TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. If you would like to read through them or have a copy of them for yourself to see what was actually said in order to help us get these great results. Now, you guys, without further ado, let's move on. And I want you guys to check these dates. This date here, this was the first one in December, on December the 15th. This is the letter we sent to TransUnion. Now, I did block out the client's name and these account numbers for client privacy. Okay. Now, if you can see, we disputed the bankruptcy. The bankruptcy is still there. That SD is gone. SD High Point, one of those are still reporting on there. You can see these Navient here, these Navient student loans. We actually got those deleted. And the only thing that we're saying is, and this is the first round, and if you can see, it's a very, very simple letter. The letter just basically starts out as, I hope your day is going well, but I need your help. I noticed the following issues with these accounts on my credit report. Now, the magic is going to happen in what we're asking them to do for each account. We're telling them first what account it is. Then we're telling them what our reason for challenging this account is. And then third but not least, or last but not least, we're letting them know what we want them to do about it, which is to remove it. Okay, now if you can see here, what we're saying is please investigate that this account is reporting with maximum accuracy. If you're unable to verify this account or your investigation leads to inaccurate credit reporting, please delete this account immediately. Please provide all documents that you have on file for this account per FCRA 609, preferably something that proves account ownership. Can you delete this ASAP and send me an update? We did that. This is the first round. This is the first letter. It was just that simple. This is the first page of the letter. If you haven't already, go ahead and screenshot that because I'm fixing to move on to the second page. Okay, this is the second page. This is more of a Navient as well as Carrington Mortgage and Climb. But remember, Climb is still reporting and one of the Fed loan is still reporting. But all of the other Navient got deleted and they got deleted that first round. I think we'll see when we move on to the second set of letters because this is the first set of letters. But if you can see, that's all we were asking them to do is to please investigate. Please investigate. That's how we start off a round of letters, by basically asking them to investigate. We do not start these letters by stating that the account is not mine. We ask them to investigate. Now that's the second page. Let's move on to the third page. And this is Allie. And it does go on to show what we said for character mortgage. For this first letter, spiking off this investigation, the only thing that we asked them to do was to please investigate these accounts for us and to make sure they were reporting with maximum accuracy. Now, you guys, that was the first set of letters that we sent to TransUnion. And those were the only letters that we sent. This is the next set of letters that we were sent to TransUnion. Okay, now Navient is still reporting. So this letter here is what did the magic, but it was done in sequence. You have to start off with an investigation. You guys have to start off with an investigation. Now, if you can see here, this letter here, it's following up and it's just stating that we need 15 days because we are going and asking them for their method of verification. When they're providing their method of verification, they have an additional where they have 15 days to respond. When you first ask for an investigation, if you ask for an investigation and for them to provide their method of verification, if you ask them to provide their method of verification with that first letter, they can add an additional 15 days onto your dispute time, making it 45 days for that entire dispute round after they receive your results. So with us, we just separate them out. The first time we just ask for an investigation. When they come back and say that account is verified, on the second round, we ask them how they verified it. Okay, so this is the second round of letters that we sent off to TransUnion. If you can see here, we're still disputing that bankruptcy. You can check it out. What we're using here for the bankruptcy is not helping because that bankruptcy is still reporting. We're going to have to continue to challenge that. But here with SD High Point, for the late payment, we let them know that this was our second notice per FCRA 623, and that is for accommodations. That law was put into place because of COVID. If you were given an accommodation by your lender or your creditor, and what an accommodation is say you were late and you call them and let them know you're going to be late and they waived your late fee. That is an accommodation. Or if they say, okay, you don't have to pay this month, we'll move it here. Or if they give you more time to pay. If they do anything to help you, that is considered an accommodation. And if you received an accommodation during COVID, our credit reports are not supposed to reflect a late payment unless that account was already delinquent beforehand. But if that account was already reporting in good status and you were given an accommodation, your account or your credit reports should not reflect any late payments during that time. So that's what we said for them. If you see here with Navient, we just let them know that, hey, you're in violation of FCRA 609, 611, and 623. Please contact the furnisher, delete it, and delete it and respond. Okay, this is the second page. That's what we said for all of Navient. We say FCRA 609, 611, and 623 violations. Please contact the furnisher, delete it, and respond. And that was actually able to get that account removed. Here with Carrington, we did the same thing. We let them know that they were in violation of FCRA 609, 611, and 623. With Allie, we let them know that this was our second time reaching out to them about that late payment, and that late payment was actually still reporting, and that they were in violation of FCRA 623. You guys, if you can see, we are basically using simple laws here to get these accounts removed. Now, that was the first two rounds. That first round, we strike it off by asking for an investigation. That second round, we followed up by asking them their method of verification. Now, this third round, if this client decides that they want to continue, we will actually go in and start factual disputing. And with factual disputing, when I was showing you guys these errors here on this mortgage account, I'll go in and I'll find actual errors, like here with that high balance, how it's reporting inconsistently, how the last verified date is blank, how they are not or how is reporting the account status and then the payment status, how they are reporting differently. I'll have to do that. And I would actually have to go back in the system and look and see if I sent a letter to Carrington Mortgage. If I did, that means that they're supposed to be reporting that this account is in dispute or was in dispute and they're not reporting that, that would be another compliance issue where we can go in and dispute to get this account removed. There are still a lot of errors reporting on this account that we can use to try to get it removed. Even the balance owed. The balance owed, the derogatory ratings, you can see the derogatory rating is still derogatory with TransUnion and Equifax. That's because it still says something about a Chapter 13 and wage earner. The terms, if you can see there, that is another thing. The terms are supposed to be reporting. That is another error that we can go in and dispute with. The terms are only reporting on Experian. We can go in and continue to dispute that with TransUnion and Equifax. You guys, I hope this helped. I really, really hope that you were able to pick up some of these tips that your favorite credit specialist was able to give to you today. If you learned anything, if this video was helpful, please, please, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. You guys, if you can subscribe and like, let me know how you feel about the video, if it was good, if it was bad, if you guys want some more information. But just remember, subscribing and liking the video can help me to be able to reach more people and allow me to make more content for you guys. I just need to know that you guys like the content and that the content is useful. I don't just want to be throwing content out there for you, but I'm going to continue to try to show you the back end of the credit laboratory, what we do to receive our results for our clients. And if you need help, you guys, please, please, please don't forget to click under the link in the video or call 251 237 3700 and get scheduled for a consultation or a discovery call so we can see where you stand on your in your credit journey and try to help you along the way. You guys, again, my name is Jennifer Campbell. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time.